Hello, everybody. My name is Todd, and welcome to the CINCILINGUA membership program. It's great to have you with me here on our program, on our platform. And yeah, if you're not familiar with CINCILINGUA, CINCILINGUA is a language institute, and we are located in Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati, Ohio is located in the Midwestern region of the United States of America. And again, it's great to have you with me here for our lesson video. And in this lesson video, we will be continuing the series that is dedicated to idioms and vocabulary in the news. Idioms and vocabulary in the news, and this is lesson 6 in our series. And for this lesson, the first vocabulary word that we're going to look at here is the word activist. Activist. And an activist is somebody who is calling for a change, somebody who is actively calling for or is actively pursuing a change. Okay, so we talk a lot about political activists. Here we have an example sentence. Several animal rights activists gathered outside Procter & Gamble protesting the use of animals in experiments. Several animal rights activists gathered outside Procter & Gamble protesting the use of animals in experiments. Yeah, so these were activists supporting animal rights, and they want to change the use of animals in experimentation. Okay, so that's an activist. Our next phrase here, or idiom, is to spread the word. To spread the word. And this means to tell many people about something. Okay, to tell many people about something. To spread means like to disperse. That's an irregular verb, by the way. It's spread, base form, spread is the simple past form. Spread is also the past participle form. So it's spread, 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 but it means to distribute or to disperse, to spread. And the word here is just the news, basically. Our example will show this. There are just 3 days remaining to register to vote. So campaigns are spreading the word that time is running out. There are just 3 days remaining to register to vote. So campaigns are spreading the word that time is running out. They're getting the word out there. They're dispersing that word. They're dispersing the news. Hey, you have to act quickly. Time is running out. Okay, now we have a blind test. A blind test. And a blind test occurs when people are offered a choice between two things, two options, and ask which one they prefer. Now, it is called a blind test because the people who are participating in this experiment or in this test do not know what the two things are. Okay, so again, a blind test occurs when people are offered, and this is like in research, okay? In research, blind tests are done in research. And people are offered a choice between two things, two options, and ask which one they prefer. It is called a blind test because they do not know what the two things are. They don't know what these options are. They're just asked for their preference, for example. Here's an example sentence. In the blind test, most people could not tell the difference between Coke and Pepsi. In the blind test, most people could not tell the difference between Coke and Pepsi. So the participants in this experiment or in this research, they're given one glass Pepsi, one glass Coke, and the participants don't know. They don't know if this is Coke or if this is Pepsi, but they're asked, which one do you prefer? And they say, okay, well, I prefer this one. Okay, so that's what's being done here in a blind test. All right. To tell the difference, this means to know why two things are different, or to identify a difference. To know why two things are different, or to identify a difference between two things. Okay. Example, most people can easily tell the difference between real butter and margarine. Most people can easily tell the difference between real butter and margarine. So they taste butter, they taste margarine, and they know immediately, hey, this is butter, this is margarine, no doubt in my mind. They tell the difference. They know the difference. Okay. Now we have this word switch, or to switch. And this means to make a change or to change. Okay, to switch means to make a change. Example, most Americans who were surveyed said they are hesitant to switch from a gasoline-powered car to an electric vehicle. Most Americans who were surveyed said they are hesitant to switch from a gasoline-powered car to an electric vehicle. They're hesitant. Another word here is reluctant. They are a little nervous about the possibility of changing, is the idea here. They really don't want to change from a gasoline powered car to an electric vehicle. Okay, to switch. Okay, now we have product line. Product line. The product line refers to the full range or the full spectrum of products offered by a company in a certain category. Again, the full range or the full spectrum of products offered by a company in a certain category, product line. Example, Honda will be adding 2 new SUVs to their product line this year. Honda will be adding 2 new SUVs to their product line this year. Okay, they will be adding that to their selection or to their range of offerings, to their spectrum of offerings. To give up on. To give up on means to stop, to leave, or to abandon. To stop, to leave, or to abandon. To give up on. Just, I give up on this. I'm not going to do it anymore. I give up. I surrender. I surrender. Our example here. Citizens are giving up on the possibility of Congress ever balancing the national budget. Forget about it. No, it's not going to happen. Give up on all possibility of that. Citizens are giving up on the possibility of Congress ever balancing the national budget. Yeah. I give up. I abandon that idea. I abandon, I just, it's not possible. That's the idea. Now we have the bottom line. The bottom line is the determining factor, the final conclusion, and it often refers to, in business, it often refers to profit. Okay, the bottom line often refers to profit in business. Okay, so an example, with all the country's problems, the economy is the bottom line for most voters. It's the most important factor. It is the determining factor. It is the most critical factor of all the problems. With all the country's problems, the economy is the bottom line for most voters. Most voters are saying in the final analysis, we have to look at the bottom line, the main issue, and that is the economy. Okay. All right. So we have looked at 8 vocabulary words and expressions, idioms here in this lesson video. We started with this word activist. An activist is somebody who is actively pursuing a change, wants to make a change in policies or something. We talk a lot about political activists, for example. Okay, that's an activist. To spread the word is like to disperse the news. To disperse the news, to spread the word, to tell people, and to get the news out into the public arena. We talked about this blind test. A blind test is done in research where people maybe, for example, ask, okay, which of these 2 choices do you prefer? It's called a blind test because the participants in the research, they don't know what the product is. They're just giving their opinion, or they're giving their preference. Okay. And then we looked at to tell the difference. To tell the difference means that you can easily discern 2 different products. You can easily know when you see 2 different things, or you taste 2 different things, or you hear 2 different things. You can discern, which is which. Okay, for example, in our example, okay, I know this is butter and I know this is margarine. Maybe they look the same or they look similar, but I can tell the difference when I taste it. Okay, and then we looked at to switch. To switch basically means to change or to make a change. Okay, to switch. And then a product line refers to the full range or the full spectrum of products that a company that a company offers, that is available for purchase. The whole range of products is the product line, the whole selection. To give up on basically means to stop, or to leave, or to abandon, to quit, to surrender. That's to give up on. No, it's not going to work. I give up on that. It's impossible. And then we looked at the bottom line. The bottom line is the bottom issue, the determining factor, the final conclusion of when you look at something, you analyze it, and then you say, okay, this is at the very bottom of the situation, and this is the most important factor that we need to consider. Okay. All right. So we're going to wrap up this lesson video. Before doing so, as always, I want to wish you a wonderful remainder of your day. And again, I want to express my appreciation for your attendance here, and also for your attention. It's great to have you here as members of our program, and I'm certainly looking forward to working with you in other lesson videos. We have more in our current series, in the in the vocabulary and idioms from the news. We'll have other video series also available on the site. So looking forward to working with you some more. And on that, I'm signing off from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks again. Bye-bye.